So here we go then. Who remembers Gears TV, IPTV Reloaded, OMI in a Hellcat? We spoke about this IPTV seller or ex-IPTV seller who was expecting 15 years in jail. This was the video here. We did spoke about it, and that's what they were predicting. He's been sentenced. We're going to go through what the sentence is about, what happened to him, and who this person is. So OMI in a Hellcat did become mainly larger after his IPTV stuff on YouTube. 812,000 subscribers, and a lot of that was about HELLCAT, the car, flashy cars, his life, his data life. Plus, back in 2019, there's also videos, if we can get back that far, regarding being raided by the FBI. They raided his IPTV service, shut it down, took all his stuff. He lost, well, he got all his money taken, seized, and his properties and his vehicles. I don't know if the videos are still on there from the FBI. They might have been removed. And I'm not going to lie, even back then, I thought that was a bit of a ploy, a fakeness to build up his YouTube channel. But, you know, we're 4 years on from that now, and he's finally been sentenced. OMI in a Hellcat handed 66 months in prison for pirate IPTV and forfeits $30 million. So, this is quite a crazy case. That's a lot of time in prison, but it's better than what they were expecting it to be. So, if you do want to hear more about this, do remember to hit the subscribe button to my channel. We do cover the news when it comes to streaming, plus all your streaming content. And do let me know your thoughts underneath. So, Bill Omar, better known online as OMI in a Hellcat, has been sentenced to 66 months. Why do they say 66 months? 5 years and 6 months in prison for a number of crimes related to his pirate IPTV service. He also has to pay federal court fees, plus $11 million in restitution to several cable companies, which is a lot better than what they thought it would be. And he has to pay some money to pretty much tax, for tax avoidance, tax evadance in the past. After entering a guilty plea some time ago, former pirate IPTV service Bill Omar was sentenced Tuesday in a Philadelphia court. So IPTV services Gears TV, which was shut down by the FBI in 2019. This is what I did mention a second ago. So initially, they were talking about a far cry from 500 plus years thrown around in the early stages of this court case. But after causing an estimated $167 million in damages to TV providers, including Comcast, DirecTV, la-di-da-di-da, he was able to get away with 5.5 years. It's a very interesting case because that's probably one of the biggest prison sentences we've seen when it comes to streaming services. But with the amount of users he had, and the amount of damages it caused, and the amount of money he made, including where they owe money back in sort of to the inland revenue as well, this is why the case was so large and high profile. It just shows how much money has been made. He did say in a little video, which I saw, and I also saw it on free text video on this, how he will pay the 11 million. He's not going to argue that. And he's going to pay the money to the inland revenue as well. And it's already been paid. So, interesting stuff. There's a lot of content here about his backstory, about him personally. That's not for me to go through on the internet. If you want to read the article from Torrent Freak, we'll link it underneath. Or just Google the OMI in a Hellcat court sentencing online, and you will see a lot regarding it. Also under here says sentencing. All parties agreed that the TV companies are entitled to restitution, and together they will receive around $10 million, so $11 million. And here we go. And a similar position was adopted for the IRS, which is entitled to restitution of the amount of $5.7 million. From 500 plus years imprisonment through for the crimes listed in the plea agreement, the US government recently acknowledged that the advisory guidelines of 24 years would be highly unusual for a copyright matter. Instead, the government attorneys recommended a sentence between 188 and 235 months. When sentencing on Tuesday, Judge Harvey Bartle decided that 66 months would be enough to punish Costello and send a deterrent message to any of his followers considering the same type of behaviour. So 66 months. Does that make you rethink about selling IPTV? If you do, does it make you rethink about buying IPTV if you buy IPTV? I don't know. That's your choice. That's how you feel inside. Omar said himself he feels like the judge was super fair. He heard everyone's testimony about his character. The judge ordered him to 66 months of federal prison, which I thought was fair, especially how much money I made, he said. I've got to pay, la da da da. We don't need to go through that. We covered that bit. The interesting part here is the TV companies are getting money back, the greedy TV companies. And at some point, OMI himself became a bit greedy. Obviously, he's doing a lot of people a favour, selling cheap TV and cheap IPTV, as well as probably reselling to lots of resellers who then resold in their IPTV company. The big companies aren't going to let the little guy make that much money. And maybe if he had made $5 million, he probably might have been able to sneak under the radar for longer and Mobby just got a slap on the wrist. But when you're making 60, 70 million plus, you're going to be noticed. And when that happens, things like this happen, you're going to end up in court. Do let me know your thoughts underneath. If you are worried about your own privacy or your own security, we've got some links to some great VPNs linked underneath as well for you. The main one we do have and we do use is NordVPN, and we've got a discounted price for you linked directly underneath. At £2.87 a month is a great deal with tracker and ad blocker, malware protection, secure high-speed VPN. This is for if you're after a VPN and security. We do mention our partners at the end of every video. It's not specifically linked to this subject, but people do like to use it when they are streaming online, and that's what VPNs are very useful for your own security and saving your data. That is linked underneath. We are affiliated with them, so if you do want to support the channel, this is the best way. We don't take donations, we don't take memberships, but if you did want to sign up to a VPN, that is linked directly underneath, and that is there for you. Brilliant. Okay, so before you leave, if you can, the article is linked underneath. You will find it amongst the description, amongst some of my other links as well, if you did want to read it. Also, do check out some of my other videos. Do remember to hit subscribe if you're brand new here and you haven't seen any of our videos before. We've got tons of stuff. If you look under popular, you'll see about setting up Fire Sticks, settings for it, the KODI app, some live TV sports, about security on your Fire Sticks, movies, TV shows, how to watch some sport. Everything on here is all there for you. And over the weekend, we're going to be bringing you some more videos as well. So hopefully you like that. Hopefully you enjoy it. Do remember, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, share your thoughts, say hello, follow my links for all my socials and my Discord, and I'll see you soon.